This week it's Viva Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, as Vegas returns for Season 2. Of course, last time I was raced here in Season 1, I did almost manage to win the Grand Prix, so we'll try and do something similar today. If you missed the previous episode at Portimao, I recommend you go and check one out because there was some funny takeoff business in that episode as well. R&D wise, we're getting very close to the end of the season. There's not a lot. I'd love to get a minor weight redistribution upgrade on, but it's just not a lot. There's a major weight reduction upgrade available and tyre wear. So Yuki has gone ahead and protected all of the aero upgrades. Fantastic. So I'm going to repurchase the failed wing mirrors upgrade, and then I'm going to repurchase it again to protect as well. We seem to have also got, though, a engine upgrade as well, even though it's 2 races left of these current regulations. Don't ask me how. Honda have, I know, farewell gift to Red Bull. That's put Red Bull up to second behind, behind McLaren. It puts us within touching distance of Ferrari. That's just how woeful Ferrari have been, but we're going to move into qualifying then, and Vegas, I mean, it has been a good track for me, I'm not going to lie. I've won here from the back of the grid on F1 23. You know, it's a recent addition. I think in the F1 game, it's a lot better, but I mean, Yuki, what are you doing there, man? Oh, never mind. Well, I'm about to start. Fortunately, it hasn't affected my flying lap. Yeah, not exactly preparations across the line. I did have to use a little bit to try and cross the line in time, but I did actually do that. About 15 seconds or so to spare as well. Down in P17, Hamilton's down here as well. He needs to improve as well. I hate that first section. I do not like, to be honest. And to be honest, although I said I'm good at this track, doesn't mean I necessarily like parts of this track. You know, it's turn 2, that sweeping corner, and this corner here, I detest this corner with, you know, this segment of corners. This corner's not too bad. This 90-degree left hand also. Got the 2 Ferraris up in front. I'm hoping they're going to do it 3.5 tenths up though, so this truck's ramping up. Thankfully they both, one of them gets out of the way now. I want a bit of slipstream, a bit of toe down this back straight. I think that's crucial here. DRS has been shortened on this year's game, F1 24. I think that's a mistake, personally speaking, from the organisers, but to have the DRS detection point, it's like halfway down. I don't know how realistic, if that's just a mistake by Codemasters themselves, but there we go. Almost half a second up, which is very good. Will this be good enough for anywhere near the top 10, like a P12, P13? I'll definitely take that. I can work with that with the strategy. So we go through what is effectively the final corner, up to the line, 31.2, I think that was, and that's good. P10. Hang on, that's my best qualifying of the season. P10. I did not see that before. I'm not joking. Before, I was like P15, I think, after the end of my first run. Obviously, a few people went out again and improved as well. It's Lando Norris, by the way, who has pole position from Charles Leclerc. Hamilton, P16. He'll actually be last after having a penalty of him. Sainz down there as well. Not great. The Spaniard is not in good form. Well, we'll see what we can do from 10th place from the grid. It's time for the race of today's Las Vegas Grand Prix.
We're on the glitz and the glamour of the famous strip. It is time for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. The heart of Las Vegas has been replaced with sold-out grandstands spanning 17 corners, 3 straights, 2 DRS zones. It all adds up to a total of 3.8 miles. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he will start from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Albon, Russell, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Phoenix, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Sainz, Bottas, Joe, Magnussen, Teo Porcher, and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast. It's going to be some race today. First of all, introductions. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this one, Anthony Davidson. Well, they're having a better time than their teammates so far this year. How do you keep that momentum going? It feels like an obvious question, but I think everyone wants to know. At this stage, are you nervous or excited?
Probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate.
We've got a great chance of getting another points finish in this race. Keep it clean and hopefully we can work our way up the field.
Mark hasn't realised that we've actually qualified in P10 in the top 10 for once as well. Race strategy is a bit interesting. Softs are available. I think it's worth a risk. I'm going to start mediums just in case to see what happens. We're in a promising position. Then I think we will follow the AI onto hards potentially, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Vibrant lights then for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and away we go. Okay start, better than Stroll there. Not a good start for the Canadian who's out-qualified his team. I'm going to send it down the inside of Oscar Piastri there. Can I get in front of the Australian? No, Piastri cuts in front as well, but it has been a good start up to P8, and I think I can get him here at turn 3 down the inside. Piastri yields the position up to P7. The Australian not having the best of seasons, no wins. The McLaren, it's just a send. It was just an old-fashioned send here at that 90-degree left as Las Vegas operates. Up at the front, Lando Norris still has the lead then from Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen who's got in front of Sergio Perez, who's battling George Russell behind for P4. We're going to try and get in front of one of our rivals and my former teammate Alex Albon. I did have a thing about going for a dive bomb there, but nothing doing. But now we're going to fast forward down the back straight as well, because we need to go to the end of the straight here. We've got Perez and Albon. Albon's actually going to send it on Perez, but I think they're too busy mining each other. They've a little bit of contact there potentially as well with the wall. I'm going to now make it 3 wide. Oh, as we approach the final corner as well. There's a bit of contact, but I've made it work up to P5. That's a good move, in my opinion. Here's a replay of this move. What happened? Because in my opinion, I didn't think I could be any further left here. Did they just? In my mind, they just came. Yeah, bit of a racing incident. Just coming together. Perez, of course. I don't think he can see me. He can only see Albon there. Excuse me. And Perez is actually going to lose out to his teammate as well. What about Albon? Who does he think is wrong? He puts the hand of frustration to Perez there. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but I think racing instant for that, as Albon is going to have a go at me into the turn 2 there. Nothing doing there for him. He'll have to sit behind for now, and we jump to the DRS zone. I'll twitch it down to none to play a little bit of an DRS game rather, excuse me, just to see how well, if I want to stay in front or stay behind. And that does allow me to use a bit of overtake and have DRS, but even then we're struggling. I think this car, as I've said before, does struggle a lot in a straight line, and there's a bit of contact again with Albon. Behind me, my own teammate, the Yuki Tsunoda, he is making a move on both that's Stroll and Gasly, and Stroll is tumbling down the order there as well. Up at the front, Verstappen, he sent it round the outside of Leclerc. He's now sending it on his own teammate, Lando Norris, and they go side by side into the middle sector. Verstappen will have the inside, which turns to the outside for the next corner, inside for this corner, and Verstappen will take the lead then of the Grand Prix away from his own teammate. But it's not going to last. DRS prevails. Lando down the inside there. They're going side by side, and for some reason Verstappen had a poor exit there, and he's going to lose out 3 positions there. No, we were on for a good result as well, and we were catching the top 4. And it's an engine failure. And I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly, I DNF'd out of Vegas Season 2 on F123 as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, as George Russell wins the Grand Prix. He was like 4th or 3rd after Verstappen had his poor exit. Perez actually finished in front of Leclerc as well. Yeah. That was very annoying as well. Sonoda actually got P8, Sainz P9, which is not great. I mean, I think that, he wasn't actually making anything. I think the simulations got that wrong there. Sainz would have been way out the points had I not DNF'd, but that's a bit annoying. It means there's a gap between 8 points. We're still fighting for P9. Constructors was pretty much done. Yes, good points for Yuki today. P8 for him, but in the end, the ratings is going to take a dive bomb because we didn't actually finish the race. Although pace did actually pretty well. So yeah, I mean that's the really one I'm sort of keeping an eye on. The others I'm not really too bothered about. Yeah, in terms of we're still not at 60% of recognition, so those aero upgrades are going to stay elusive to me for now, probably. And annoyingly, it was the energy store that blew up, and that's annoying because the other one is on 53% wear. Now I could use that one, but I already using that one. I don't have the full charge on that as well. Even past anything past 50% on that, you start losing. You don't get 100% charge. So I'm thinking of taking a penalty for Abu Dhabi. It'll probably yeah. That's probably the first time I've been forced to take a penalty because of wear. On purpose. Yes, I've taken penalties in the past purely because I've qualified poorly, but this is probably the first time I can remember on my channel where I've actually had to take a penalty purely because components are worn out. If you can remember, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but yeah, it's only the second DNF I've had in this game, by the way. The first one being at Abu Dhabi last year, so it'd be nice to actually get some racing at Abu Dhabi this year as well. Now that's not the end of this video, because 5 red lights, ladies and gentlemen, and a little bit of a hold. Away we go for the elimination mode, being back on F124 in the FOM car. So yeah, slightly different livery here. We're in the Miami AlphaTauri livery, Toro Rosso livery, whatever you want to call them this week, as well. Here we are at Melbourne as well. That's why I'm going to send it down the inside. There's a few AI here. You just need to get past the AI as quickly as possible. If you've got AI in these, that's my personal opinion, that's my experience in the F2 video I did. If you haven't seen that, then go and check that out. It's pretty much the same as you're watching now, but I thought I'd bring some extra racing to you, so get past. Nice move there. Now I'm going to try and get past Ben Solid as well. Is that the FIA dictator in disguise, I wonder? But as well, and there's somebody on his inside. The side who wants to take to the grass to try and get past the AI, and they are the AI are a bit lucky in this video as well. Now this was going well. I was trying to get past this one. He broke that bloke in the yellow car, broke a little bit too early there, and I think that was to try and get DRS, and he is going to go past here down the inside of him, and he's going to get past. To be honest, took him 2 DRS zones. We've got somebody else who's in the same livery. You unlock this livery, by the way, by beating Lawson's time at Singapore in the F1 World. I mean, I just thought I'd have something to show you as well, as somebody who's in the same livery decides he wants to send it, but I switched back him round the outside. He gives me space, fair play to them, and back up to P7 for now. Although he's sent it down the inside, and I've forgotten that I'm not using this setup as well. And that was pretty much going to be P8, except it finished P7 because somebody ended up going into the gravel at turn 4 as well, so it will be P7. Next up, not so good, Abu Dhabi, not Abu Dhabi, excuse me, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, excuse me. Yes, I'm having a go at this McLaren who's in the Senna livery as well. I've gone too deep, and again thinking that I've got a custom setup on. You know, and then I've been like, there's contact there by somebody who just decides to thinks he can go past me. I mean, I'm actually trying to race here, you know, I'm not trying to play ping pong. But then of course he decides to go way too deep. I then cut inside and then get hit from behind. Then China. The fun continues here as get bullied off the circuit. That's great racing there. As well, but this is it's about to get even better, so keep on watching, ladies and gentlemen. Down to here, there I go take the turn and I get hit from the behind, and all of a sudden we go to a black screen saying migrating host, and then at the end, at the time it went down, we ended up on 5 red lights then. So back to P12 where I started this race from. Keep watching. Yes, it's been a good start. Someone's ghosting on the left hand side. I'm not sure because half the lobby actually left as well. So I don't know what's happened to those, whether they've been replaced by AI with random generated terrible online names as well. Around the outside turns the inside here. But you can see here I'm in P5. I'm being a bit cautious because of what's happened up ahead. And all of a sudden I've been eliminated. Yep, just like that. This moves us to, ladies and gentlemen, the fun elimination mode, Chaos, at Monaco. It's actually been a good start. There's quite a few AI which you just need to get past. They are very, very laggy in this particular race as well. But some of them were, some of them weren't, which suggests that it's a host thing, as I said on the inside there. As well, and then he's decided to carry on. I was like, I'm not there. There's a McLaren who's literally had a big Spinala half on top of me. Did think about sending it there. We got an AI, and then I'm in the wall because the AI decides I'm not there. Yeah, that is a bit of a concern as well. I'm being hit by another AI. He just needs to get off and leave me alone. Yeah, so back to P11. Not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. I can make things work from here. I'm going to send it on this particular AI, who then decides that to lag behind. Thank you very much. Up to P9 because somebody's had Spinala at the Noble Chicane. Rascas dive, beautiful. Turn 1 dive as well against that laggy AI. Up to P6 now. There is one player ahead of me. Everyone else is AI, and that's that. Bloke who's fan of Dominic Schlolaby, and apologies about butcher that name, I just can't pronounce that, apologies. Liverpool supporter in front of me, but yeah, he's lagging a little bit as well, so and to be fair to them, great defence. 16.5 is my fastest time as well, and then the AI that was leading gets shoved out the way or lagged out the way. But yeah, unfortunately for our Liverpool supporter, his time in the lead will come to an end at the hairpin. There, he just went too wide, and then I don't know what happened to him. And that was pretty much it. Rudy did come close, but he was too far back in the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a victory on the elimination mode. And yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. Apologies that it was short at Vegas, but there's literally nothing I can do about that. Those are hard-coded failures into the game. Yeah. But until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.